Welcome, everyone. My name is Sandra Gonzalez. I'm the instructor for the online course for VWise Pittsburgh. We are so excited to work with you, and I just wanted to welcome everybody before we get started. I have with me online Deanna and Alyssa. You can't see them, but they can hear you, and they'll be able to answer any of your questions during the online orientation. Okay. I'm also going to be monitoring the chat room for any questions that you guys have during the orientation. Just a little bit about me. I was an Army nurse. I'm also a military spouse. My business came about because my family needed a portable education for our kids, and we needed better solutions for kids with struggling with. Kids who are struggling learners. So I used VWise as a way to just learn about how to start a business. And I went on to graduate from more of IVMF's programs to include EBVF, the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp for Veterans Families, as well as Boots to Business. And because of these programs, not only was I able to launch my company, I was able to get funding because I competed in business plan competitions. And today I have a really small team of about 4 to 5 contractors. So I'm really grateful for this program, and I hope you find it as valuable as I have. And I hope to see many success stories come out of this class. All right. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. So glad to see everyone on the YouTube chat room. Please join us on Google Hangouts. The link is in the chat room, and we would love to meet a lot of you in person. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through Moodle as well as some of the course documents, and then I'll talk about the assignments. But please feel free to type in any of your questions or concerns about the online course as we're going through the orientation, so that we can get a chance to answer everything before we even get started. Okay. All right. Hold on one second while I share my screen.
Sandra, would you mind if I just say one thing as you're trying to share your screen?
Yes, go ahead, Deanna.
Hi everyone, I'm Deanna Parker. I just wanted to introduce myself. I know most of you have been conversing with Alyssa, who is the EBVWise coordinator. And I just wanted to say hello and thank you so much for joining. I'm really excited as we get started today for the next 3 weeks, as Sandra will be taking you through this online course. And I just wanted to remind you all that it is a requirement to attend phase 2. So please, if you get stuck or you get behind or you're feeling overwhelmed, please reach out to us because we're here to help you and support you. And last but not least, Alyssa or myself will be on for the next two office hours along with Sandra, and we'll be here to answer any questions concerning the conference. And I just kind of want to make clear moving forward, if you have any issues at all with the Moodle site, logging in, something is coming up as an error, you're not able to view a document or anything like that, please email ivmfhelp@syr.edu, and that is all in a couple of different emails that you've received from both Sandra and Alyssa. And then second, if you have any questions about the conference itself, lodging questions, what do I bring, how is the conference going to be laid out, anything like that, this is the time to ask those questions as well. We'll make sure we leave some time at the end, as well as emailing Alyssa at the address that was given. And so I just want to make sure that we have that clear. I'm also here to answer anything as well. I know it gets kind of confusing with, Sandra and IT and our VWise team. And then any questions about the course specifically, assignments, reading, any questions about the syllabus, that's what you can direct to Sandra. All right, Sandra, I've taken up enough of your time. I apologize, but I just wanted to kind of lay that out there. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Deanna. That was great. So she's clarified a lot of who to go to in case you have a certain type of question. Okay. So anything about the course content or applying these concepts to your business, just come to me. If most of you have already logged in, and I know a lot of you have already taken an online course, so it's the same thing. It's just a matter of finding the buttons. If you have not taken an online course ever and are struggling just to even log in, please, please reach out to me. I'm really happy to help you. Okay, the hyperlink to the Moodle Classroom is everywhere. It's in the emails, it's in the Moodle login guide, and if you still can't find it, just email me and I will send it to you and you can bookmark it. But once you get to this page, all you need to do is just log in. The password is the same for everybody, and if you need me to, I can resend it out again, but I know that most of you have already gotten to this point. So once you log in, it's pretty intuitive. This is the latest version of Moodle. It is mobile responsive, and it's a lot easier to use than the ones in the past. So when you get in, you'll see your dashboard, and you can customize this any way that you want. If you want the timeline view, and I've put all the assignments up, so all you have to do is just click, and it'll bring you directly to that forum. Then use the timeline view. If you're in more than one course for IVMF, then you can also use the courses view, and it'll show you your progress for each of your different courses. Okay. All right. You'll also see the calendar on your dashboard. That's a really nice feature, as well as the upcoming events. So you'll have a lot of different reminders so that you can stay on track and get everything done before you head out to the 3-day conference. That's going to come upon us really, really quickly. Also, I just wanted to point this out to you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but at the very bottom of my screen, this is where you can get the mobile app if you are doing the course from a tablet or your phone or the iPad. It is both available for both Android and iOS. So if you have an Apple product, an iPad, or an iPhone, you can download it to there. It's just an easier way to get to the course and see what you need to do each day. Okay. Ashley, your Moodle link is not working. Okay, good. Thanks, Deanna, for taking care of that. All right. Once you're in your dashboard, you can easily get to the course by either clicking here or just anywhere here. Anytime you see this little, it's a little, a Roman something building, that takes you directly to the course. So there's different ways to navigate your screen. Just figure out what works best for you. And usually if you just click on this drop down menu here, it'll bring up this left toolbar. So let's go ahead and go into the Pittsburgh course. Okay, so once you're on here, at the top, you'll always see your access to these forums. So ask the class, ask the expert, and then this one, the I Made It forum. These are the three that you will probably use the most. Before we get into the actual course content, what I want to show you now is how to update your preferences. So if you click on the little drop down menu by your picture, or where you can upload your picture, just go to preferences. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and change your password. Let me go ahead and zoom in on here. And you can do that right here. It's under change password. And you should also, I'm not sure, I think it's in the Moodle guide. Okay. So just click on here and then just follow the prompts. The other thing that you will want to adjust here is the forum preferences. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. There's different ways to subscribe to a forum. If you choose to do so, I don't even recommend it because it's going to clog up your inbox and then you won't be able to get any more messages. But if you want to subscribe to a certain forum, this is where you're going to do it. Okay, so email digest type is how the emails will be sent to you. The default is no digest. I would recommend you leave it at that. Otherwise, you can choose to receive it as an email with all of the posts or with the subjects only. Okay. It does do an auto subscribe. So once you've posted to a forum, it's supposed to send you email notifications. I've left it on here and I never get email notifications. So that's actually a good thing because you'll get way too many and then you'll not be able to receive more. Okay. And then these are all default settings. Highlight the new post for me or mark the post as read. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel it out because when we actually get to the forums, I'm going to show you an easier way to do this. Okay. So again, we've reviewed how to get here. It's through your preferences with the little, the tool, and then you can change your password here and edit your forum preferences. Okay, so we're going to get out of this screen now. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And I'm going to go to, let me just go back to the Pittsburgh course. All right, so once we're on here, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, now when you are in the course, the easiest way to get to each of the different assignments is just to click on the course day. So you are going to get a daily email reminder from me, and that's all you need to do. Or you can have, let me show you really quickly. In your syllabus, you'll have on the very last page the course schedule. That's something that you can print out, put in a folder or wherever is easy to access it, and then you can see what day and what topic we're on for the lesson. Okay, so let's go back to Moodle, and I'm going to show you day one, just because there's a lot of things on here that you're going to need. So on day one, you'll have access to all of the course links, and then at the very bottom, this is where you're going to be able to access all of the course forums. So just remember that's going to be down here under day one. I'm going to open it up in a different tab. The other thing that I want you to remember is the course resources. So I'm going to open that up. This brings you to the IVMF resource library. And the great thing about this is that there are answers to every topic about entrepreneurship. You will have access to the Moodle Classroom for a year after you graduate from VWise. What I recommend is bookmarking this one page with the IVMF library, and then you will always have access to it even after your access to Moodle has ended. Okay, so there's videos, files, and everything else basically that you need for your business under the library. Okay. All right, let me close that out. Now, just as a quick review of how I got to the forums, it's down here under day one, under course forums. And this is the easier way to change all your settings for the forums. Again, you can either subscribe to everything or unsubscribe. My recommendation is do not subscribe to the forums, but you can subscribe to an individual post. Okay, that'll be a lot better if you're trying to find people who are either in your area or are in the same industry as you. So let's go over track and subscribe. So I have clicked yes on tracking all of the new posts. So that number will show up here, and it'll also show up under day one where I showed you all the course links. Okay, so that's the difference between track. Now, if you subscribe to a post, it means that you are going to get email notifications every time somebody posts to that forum. So you definitely don't want to do that, especially for the I Made It forum, because at some point you're going to see that these numbers are going to be like almost 200 discussions, all right, especially with all of the replies. So that's how you adjust those settings. And then as we go on to throughout the next 3 weeks, these are all of the learning forums that you do need to post to. Okay. And you will receive a grade for your participation in all of these forums. So just make sure you're keeping up with everything. There's reminders everywhere. And if you get stuck or you just need help or you need special accommodations, stuff happens along the way, just reach out to me and we're happy to help you with anything that you need. All right, so that's how you get around the classroom. Let me show you a typical day during the next 3 weeks. So as we move on to to all of the assignments, as you go to each of the different days, it's going to give you everything that's on the syllabus. So it'll give you the learning objectives of what we want you to get out of each lesson. If you have any questions, when you see this arrow change to a hand icon, it means it's hyperlinked and it'll take you directly to either that file or that forum or that website. The Ask the Expert forum, let me go ahead and open this up really quick, are your questions for me. So I will be checking this forum very frequently throughout our time together. Okay, it's not bringing it up. So I'll show it to you in just a second. But anyway, as you go through each day, it'll have the learning objectives, and then it'll tell you if there are any reading assignments for that day. and then it'll actually give you your assignment. And in this lesson, you're just going to go to the SBA.gov website and start looking around so that you can understand what resources are available to you. And then your big assignment for, I think, the next few days is to post to the I Made It forum. Okay. All right. And it'll give you all the guidelines that you need. And then as part of the navigation, you can either use these arrows to go back and forth between the different days, or you can use this tab to jump to wherever you need to go on on the Moodle Classroom. So we're going to go back to, let me see if there's anything else I need to show you. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we're going to go back to the home page. All right, let me see if any of this is working. Oh no, something is wrong with my internet. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can bring this back up. All right, while we're waiting for this to work, I'm going to start showing you some of the assignments. All right, these are the documents that are associated with this course, with the first one being the Moodle guide. So if you have any questions about how to do anything, refer back to this first. Okay, this is actually easier than waiting for an email from me or going back through this entire video. Let me see if this is coming back up at all. Okay, it'd be nice to be able to just show this to you online, but if it doesn't work, we're just going to use the Moodle guide. Okay, so it's not working. So guess what we're going to use? All right. When you get to the guide, it's all hyperlinked just to make it easier. So let's review really quick. I have about 45 minutes. I'm not going to use the whole thing to talk because I do want to be able to answer any of your questions. So if you have any problems logging on, please reach out to us. The best browsers to use for Moodle are Google Chrome and Firefox. Okay, so see if you can use those. I don't really recommend Internet Explorer or the other ones just because it's designed to be compatible with these two. Okay, once you log in, okay, this is pretty self-explanatory. Let me know if you need the password again, but if you are having any problems, just reach out to one of us and somebody will help you. Okay, there's different ways to access this course. Over here, it's on the right-hand side, and then on this slide, it's at the bottom. Just choose VWise. If it's your only course, it's just going to pop up, all right? And then once you're actually in the course, we talked about this. This is where everything is that you need, either the course links or the different day tabs. And then you can upload your picture here and then adjust your preferences, your password, and all the other settings up here. Okay. And then after this recording is over, it's just automatically going to show up on the right here on the Moodle Classroom. Okay. You don't even have to go back to this page. And if you need the closed captioning for the replay video, it'll be automatically generated by Google within a couple of hours. Okay, so just hang tight. If you can't understand what I'm saying or you just need the extra accommodations, just let me know. I can download the transcript for you and I can send it to you, or you can just wait and then it'll show up automatically on YouTube. All right, so we've talked about email preferences and updating your profile, and that's all on here in case you should forget. All right. Okay, we've gone through all of this, and then we've talked about the different day tabs. So again, this is the easiest way to get to each of the different lessons. And once you're in the lesson, a lot of the videos are already hyperlinked. So all you have to do is just click on it. Same thing goes for the different assignments, such as the feasibility analysis, which I'm going to talk about here in just a little bit. Okay, so we've talked about the different icons. So these are parts of the day tab. So this is the easiest way to recognize what you need to get done for each day. Do your best to stay on top of things, and then you can always get caught up on the weekends too. And if you get really far behind, the main thing that you need to get done during the 3-week course are the discussion forums. Okay, and that won't take you very long to get done. Yeah, this is just moving slow. Okay, so right here, this is the main thing, the discussion forums. These are the things that need to get done. That's the priority. The written assignments are for your benefit, and you can take them to either a local business counselor or a mentor, or bring them with you to the conference so you can get your questions answered. All right. For the discussion forums, to add a new post, all you really need to do is once you're in the forum, and those links are always right in the day tab, it'll take you directly to the forum, and then just click add a new discussion. Hopefully you can see this. Add a new discussion right here to create a new post. Okay, and then once you're in, make sure that you add a subject, and then you can type into the body of it and you can post it to the forum. You will have 30 minutes after you post a discussion to the forum to edit it. And if those 30 minutes go by and you realized you forgot to add something, don't worry about it. Just reply to yourself and everybody will see it. Okay. There's no real right or wrong way to do it. Just get your message out there, and hopefully your classmates will be really good about giving you feedback and whatever else that you need. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and zoom out of this really quick. Okay. Again, the Ask the Expert forum, that's for me. So if you have a specific question about your business or the concepts that we're learning about, please don't hesitate to ask, because chances are if you have that question, your other classmates are going to have the same question. And there's no such thing as a dumb question, because you don't know what you don't know at this point. Okay. Especially for those of you who are starting out. For those of you who are trying to grow your businesses and you want really specific targeted solutions to get you to that next step, that next milestone, or whatever it is that you need. The Ask the Class forums are for all of you. Okay. You may see me jump in there if I don't see somebody answering your question. But that is for you to be able to network with one another and to find whatever resources that you need. There are a lot of friendships that have come out of VWise, as well as professional relationships. So this is a great way for you all to at least get to know each other before you get to the 3-day conference, because that time is going to go by really quickly. Okay. Here it is. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. The Ask the Expert forum. Again, that's for me. So please feel free to message me on there. So add a new discussion here, and then it'll show up. And then for those of you who don't have any questions yet, just go ahead and follow, because I'm going to just start posting resources on here that I know everybody's going to want based on their industry. Okay. That is about it for the Moodle guide. Let's go through the syllabus. The syllabus is set up the same way. So if you just expand the toolbar to the left, then it'll bring up the bookmarks, and you can just jump to each day if you need a more detailed explanation of your assignments, okay? And then all of the resources that you do need for the course are all along here. So if you just keep clicking, you'll find what you need. And if you're using the digital copy, just use the tools here to highlight. I don't know. Here, I'm just using this as an example. Any important dates, phone numbers, or contact information that you need. If you don't have these texts and you didn't order them at the beginning when you signed up, the new business road test right here, and it looks like this, is available online through Amazon, eBay. There are several used versions of the book for like $3 or $4. This I still use with clients, and it's very helpful. The Nuts and Bolts Guide, okay, to Great Business Plans. This was produced by IVMF. I still use this as a resource, and I require my clients. We do a lot of business plan editing. We help people with competitions, and this is a great resource for you, regardless of whether or not you want to compete. It's just a way to get your thoughts on paper so you can communicate your needs with other people, whether it be your family, because you need them to buy in on you starting a business, or with mentors or future team members. That's the purpose of creating a feasibility analysis, and then eventually a business plan if that's something that you need to do. Okay, and then the rest of these resources are online. Okay, and they're under course files. I don't think I can get back into the classroom, so you can at least still see them here. They're all under the Moodle guide, so that should help you a lot. Okay. And then what else can I tell you about? I think Deanna did this part and I really like it. This is the easiest way to see what you need to do every day and just keep it handy somewhere so you can try and stay on track. All right, what else can we talk about? The new business road test. As you go through the syllabus, you're going to find that the assignments are written for the third edition. So the PDF is actually in the third edition, but for those of you who are receiving the hard copy of the book, you are getting the fourth edition. All you need to do, if it's not specified on the syllabus or on the this schedule here, is to go to each chapter, and the questions are at the end of the actual chapter. These written assignments are for your benefit, so that's not something you're going to turn into me. It's something that you're going to give to a business counselor. Okay, and they're going to be your closest advisors, especially when you're starting, or even for those of you who are trying to scale, because like the small business development centers have access to some of the best resources, especially for marketing. So you do want to take advantage of those. So just again, let me go ahead and go back to the bookmarks. But as you're going through the written assignments, they're always at the end of the chapter. So just find whatever chapter we're on and go to the end of that, and then you'll be able to do the written assignments. Okay. All right, the new venture feasibility analysis tool. Okay, this is one of your homework assignments, and the purpose of a feasibility analysis tool is to help you determine whether or not your idea is going to work. It's all data driven. The entire business planning process is data driven, but with a feasibility analysis, you can use this for anything. Okay, it doesn't have to be just for starting a business. But the nice thing about this is that it helps you to work through your idea and to really adapt it for your lifestyle and to see if it is possible to do what you want within your resources and your capabilities. Okay, I used to teach for Boots to Business, and all the students had to do this. And then for the 8-week online course, we had several students who, like, by the time they finished outlining everything, and we did more than just the feasibility analysis, they decided that it would probably wasn't the right business concept for them for that time. So you'll see that just by working your ideas out on paper, it'll give you a roadmap to see whether or not it's something that you want to do at this point in time. And there's no problem with shifting your idea and doing something else. That is not a sign of failure at all. It's just what you feel is best for yourself and your family. Okay. Does anyone have any questions at this point? Let me see if let me go back to the Hangout. All right, here we go. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second. All right, where is everybody? Do we have any questions so far about the Moodle Classroom or the syllabus or anything else? Okay. What can I answer for you? How is the course so far? I know we've just started. Okay. Yes, so one of the questions that came up is if you have several related business areas, but you're not really sure what you want to do right now, just go through the exercises. Pick one concept to kind of focus on, because once you've gone through this at least one time, it'll be easier to apply the same process to future business ideas. Okay. Where is the Hangouts link? I'm going to post the link again. Hold on one second. Let me find it. Yes, please join me on the Hangout. I would love to have somebody to talk to.
Hey, Sandra, I just wanted to say one thing if I could for a moment.
Sure, go ahead.
This is Deanna, everyone. A lot of you are expressing, and I did add it to the chat in the YouTube chat, that you're having issues with the Moodle site right now. It could be one of many things. It could be that there's too many people trying to log in at the same time. It could be that there's some site maintenance going on that we didn't know about. So I've let IT know. They're going to look into it, and it should be fixed here shortly. So just be patient with us. I appreciate it. And don't worry, we'll take that all into consideration. We know that, you all have busy lives, and, you only have certain times of the day that you're able to log in and get these things done. So just wanted to put that out there. We are working that issue. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Certain times of the day that you're able to log in and get these things done. So just wanted to put that out there. We are working that issue. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm muting everybody just because we're hearing the echo in the background, but I'm really happy to see some of you on here. So that's great. Let me see. So I see more of the same question coming up. I know you have a lot of different business ideas. And when I went through VWise, I was the same way. I knew I wanted one certain direction, but I wasn't sure what exactly I was going to do with that. So here are some ideas that you can use for that. If you have a prototype developed, that's a great way to test your market to see if there's an interest in it, or just go around and start telling people your business idea and see what kind of reaction you get. You might see that you may get a stronger reaction for one of them because it's better at solving a customer's pain. Okay. There's really, I don't know, there's different ways to answer it. And I think that once I start to see what direction you're headed in, especially in the chat rooms, I can give you more feedback. But if there's a lot of different things that you want to do, start bouncing those ideas off of other people, and not just your family and friends, but people outside of that, because they will give you some honest feedback. Sometimes your family and friends will just want to make you either feel good about it or just make you steer away from becoming a business owner. Okay, I hope that answers that question. All right. Okay, Deborah, there was a question about the books. No, you don't need to purchase any of the books. Everybody has access to the PDFs. If a question came up earlier that, is it too late to order the books? I'm going to let Deanna answer it, but if the answer is it is too late, they're available online for really inexpensive. Deanna, are you able to answer the question about the books?
Sure. So at this point, we've made a specific order for the amount of books. If you find that you're really having an issue and really need the hard copies, just give me a call. You can, I can shoot my information out, but I can give you everybody out. It'll be recorded. I'll put it in the YouTube chat. Just give me a call. We can talk about it and see what we can work out. But at this point, we have already made that order of however many books at the time of registration when people requested. But I do understand that sometimes you realize that it's a bit of an issue. So like I said, give me a call. I'll say my number here and I'll put it in the chat. It is area code 315-443-8791. If you give me a call between 8:30 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, we can talk about it. Thanks.
Okay, Anna had a question about we have to do homework every day. So the answer is yes. So take a look at the syllabus. And the reason it's assigned every day is to just make it a little bit more manageable. It's to help you prepare for the 3-day conference. You're going to have access to a lot of mentors. Some of them would be very expensive if you were to take up their time, attorneys, and even some of the speakers. So it's a good way to be prepared and to get a lot of your questions answered, so that you can really take advantage of these resources. Okay, there was another question. If I run a business that I want to evolve into something different later, should I do the exercises with my current business in mind or the future business? It doesn't matter, however you want to start it. I've had students start with one business and then change their minds halfway through a course. So do whatever you can change if you need to. I'm sorry, I can't mute this one microphone. if those of you who are in the, okay, super. Those of you who are in the Google Hangout, if you can just mute your microphone unless you have a question, then we'd love to hear from you. Okay. I'm going to keep going through the YouTube chat room to answer your questions. If you can't figure out the Google Hangout, I'm not really sure what's going on. There's a limit to the Google Hangouts. I think there can only be about 10 people. And also you do need to have a Gmail account to access the Google Hangout and participate live. So if you don't have a Gmail set up, and you don't have any email for your company or your future business, then you can get a free one through Gmail, and it'll allow you to set up a YouTube page as well as do Google Hangouts and get a lot of other resources like the Google Voice for your phone. Okay, these are great questions. Okay, yeah, the I'm pretty sure the Hangout is full. Okay, I'm going to read this question. The first assignment. Yeah, you know what? Don't let these assignments overwhelm you. Just start writing things out. We don't expect you to have a lot of detail at this point. We just want you to start thinking about what kind of business, whether it is a for-profit or a nonprofit, that you might want to start, okay? Because then it'll force you to start doing some research online. Just Gmail set up, and you don't have any email for your company or your future business, then you can get a free one through Gmail. And okay, do what you can for now. And if you're struggling or you're not really sure, just put it into the Ask the Expert forum, or you can also email me. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. There's a lot of information, but we only have 3 weeks together. So we want to cram as much as possible so you can get the most out of this. And hold on to your assignments because you will refer back to them at some point. It's really for your benefit. And it'll help you a lot as you progress further down the road, especially if you do attend more of IVMF's programs or any of the other great programs out there for entrepreneurs. And a lot of them are local and they're free. They're either through the Small Business Administration or the Small Business Development Centers. So just even getting your thoughts down on paper will be really helpful so you can have something to show somebody. Because right now, usually at this point, you're not sure what direction to go because you haven't had an opportunity to do the research and to just know what resources are available to you outside of, outside of what we're offering right now. So that is the goal for this course, is to help you with that. Okay. No, you don't have to decide everything in 3 weeks. I've had students who've gone through this whole process and then emailed me a year later and have completely pivoted and started something completely different. We just want you to go through this process because it is a learning process, and it'll help you if you ever decide to change course or start a different business or to scale up your existing business. Okay, so don't feel overwhelmed. Yes, Don, you can bring an old business plan if you want to, or you can refine it. It's totally up to you. Okay, good. Let me scroll up to the beginning. If I haven't answered your question, please type it in again, because there's a lot of discussion in the chat room. All right. What are you all hoping to get out of the next 3 weeks? If you can start typing that in here, it will also give you a chance to connect with one another. One of the questions that came up in the other class was, can we reach out to each other for those of us who live in the same area? And the answer to that is yes, absolutely. There's a chat notification on the Moodle website, and that's how you can message each other. And okay, so Kivia, you need a business plan ASAP, there's a lot of templates out there. I really like Scores template. You can just download it and start filling it in if that's a need. And there's the Score mentors. They can also help review your plan unless you need somebody specifically within your industry, and then that will require some networking. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm glad to see you have a Score mentor. Make sure that you have your business plans reviewed by somebody in the same industry as you, or just reach out to them and ask for feedback. If somebody's going to take you on as one of their mentees, it's usually because you offer some sort of expertise that they need. So be prepared to give back to them generously. There was a question somewhere here in the Google Hangouts chat room, and I cannot find it. Hold on, let me see if I can figure out where it went. Okay, here it is. The mentor that we have at the end of the program, what exactly are they to help us with? You won't have a specific mentor at the end of the program. There will be industry experts available at the 3-day conference, and they're the ones that can answer any questions that you have. Okay.
Yeah, so Sandra, I'd like to comment on that just really quickly. Just so everyone is aware, we'll be sharing an agenda with you by the end of the week, so you can see a good layout of how the weekend is going to go. You can see, I know Alyssa has already sent you kind of some what to expect in phase 2, as far as, some of the different classes, some of the different questions that you'll be able to get answered there. One thing that we haven't done in the past, but I think that we're going to try to do this year, is to shoot out to you maybe about maybe sometime next week is a list of those experts that will be attending and what their expertise is in, so that you can see who's going to be there. And on Saturday night, we have a segment called Office Hours. There's going to be a couple of different things you can choose from. One of them is Office Hours. You'll be able to do more than one thing that evening. And you're able to go sit in a round table fashion to get some specific questions answered with our experts. Some of those experts, and the majority of those experts, will also be teaching throughout the weekend as well. So there'll be a lot of time to be able to network with those speakers and instructors, a lot of time to network with each other, and then we'll also be bringing in some resources. So if you have no idea what SCORE is, you have no idea what the SBA is, we'll have representatives there from those different organizations, and you're going to hear Sandra talk a lot about those throughout the classes. And those are the resources. There are national organizations that have local chapters and regional chapters across the nation. So there are places that you can go and see someone face to face and get that mentorship, get that feedback, and get those questions answered.
Okay, thank you, Deanna. There's a lot of good questions in the chat room. I want to encourage you to reach out to me on the Ask the Expert forum so that I can share that information with all of your classmates. You're not going to see me participating much in the other discussion forums unless one, I see you really struggling and I'm going to use it as a teaching point for the rest of your classmates, or two, I think that what you have put in your post is something that needs to be shared with everybody. Okay. With the discussion forums, again, if you're applying for a patent or a trade secret, make sure you don't reveal those items to us. If you are creating a product and you're going to patent it, what happens is that people won't even share what they're doing. Like what kind of product are you creating and what problem is it going to solve? It takes a lot of effort to create a product, and one of your classmates did that. It's the thing for the phone. Oh, I wish you were on the chat room. It's the Walla phone. I'm so sorry, I'm messing this up. It's Anne, right? You'll see it when you are in the I Made It forum. It's a product that holds a cell phone while you're in a porta potty, and she's got a great story behind it. I'm sure that's taken her like 2 to 3 years just to even get it manufactured and that website up and everything else. So the point of this is, don't be afraid to share. Tell people what you're doing, what problem point you're trying to solve, and that'll give you the best feedback as to whether or not you have a viable product that people are going to pay for. Okay. All right. I'm enjoying these discussions. Okay. Walla Box it's Ann Brewer, right? Okay. And you can see her right now on the chat forum. Okay, good. All right. So that's that about the discussion forums. Will there be more info during the online conference about nonprofits? We get this question from every class. The program itself is designed for almost every industry, which means that it's really hard to get specific about a certain industry, but I am going to share resources about nonprofits. At the end of the day, it's all about how well you manage your operations, but I'm gonna here. Let me type it in. It's called Blackbaud. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but they have a lot of information about how to get donors, the behavior of people who give you money. That's the kind of stuff that you want to research. The industry classification guide is somewhere on Moodle when that comes back up. Okay, and then Pocket Pals, okay, good. Yeah. For those of you who've actually developed a product, it'd be great if you can join us on the Google Hangouts at some point and you can share that process, especially for those of you who are trying to figure out whether or not you want to you want to go through this, because it can be quite painful. All right. Capital. Everybody's concerned about capital. That's also going to be covered in the 3-day conference. So if you have any specific questions about that, then let me know in the Ask the Expert forum. I also recommend that you start building relationships with your bankers, your local bankers, because those are the ones who can tell you what resources are available to you and who can also help you negotiate some deals. I don't know if Neil Tarallo is going to be there as an instructor during phase 2 during the 3-day conference, but he can tell you some great stories about how he built a great relationship with his local bankers and they were able to negotiate the interest fees. Okay, everything is negotiable, but it's all about building relationships. Okay. Okay, we're coming up with all sorts of new branding for Anne's product, the Potty Pocket, the holder for the cell phone inside of a porta potty. Okay. And there are more mentors out there than just SCORE. Go network with the Small Business Development Center. The Kauffman Foundation also has the 1 million cups. You can meet a lot of people that way too.
Sandra, could I interject here really quick about the mentorship portion?
Yes.
So ladies, one of the resources that you'll be able to have access to once you become a graduate is our eMentor forum. And so it's a phase 3 post-program support resource. And so what will happen is near the end of at the end of the conference, you will get a TAP booklet. It's called a transition assistance program booklet. And in there will be all the resources that are available to you now and how to access them now that you're a VWise graduate and part of that VWise alumni and that IVMF entrepreneurship alumni. And so there'll be
Deanna, are you still there? We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? I don't know what happened. I just wanted to say that the phase 3 resources, so the post-program support resources, you will have access to a forum called eMentorship or eMentor. And it is a place where we can work through a company that matches you with a mentor. And it's a free resource and it does not take very long to get matched up. And it's a working progress too, because you might get matched up with someone that doesn't end up working out, or you think that you want to get a new mentor at some point down the road because you're growing or decided to change industries. You can do that as well. So that's something you're going to have access to, and you'll be shared. It's called a TAP booklet, a Transition Assistance Program booklet, with all of the resources that will be available to you and how to access them.
Is eMentor the same as ACP?
No, actually, it is different. ACP, we used to work with ACP quite a bit, and now we're actually working more so with eMentor. It's actually it's just they've just decided to give us more resources, and it's just we decided to use this forum over ACP. So, but it works like that.
Okay. A lot of us have gotten mentors through IVMF, whether it's through VWise or EBV, and it has been really helpful. So if you are able to and you have the time, do take advantage of those resources. I'm going to go back to the chat room. There was a good question about keeping a binder, and yes, I would definitely recommend that, just to help you stay on track with the assignments and also to help you plan out your business. What is it that needs to get done? What are the priorities? And then if you're looking for funding, then you definitely need some sort of written tool to be able to share with somebody. Okay. All right. With nonprofits, will you go over fundraising? I'll go over it a little bit, but you need to be really, really good at doing that, or have somebody on your team who's good at doing that. My business is for profit, so I don't do a lot of that. Although I've done a lot of volunteer work where we've done fundraising. The main thing is you just need to know what sources of funding you need, and when you need it, and who you're going to get it from. And yes, so lots of different sources of fundraising, to include registering to be, I don't know if it's a vendor or a nonprofit for like the CFC campaign. And then Amazon has Amazon Smile. I have a client who is part of that. She doesn't get a lot through that. And then donors and corporate sponsors. I have one client who her nonprofit funds free ballroom dancing for veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. So she has a partnership with, what is the big ballroom dance company? Is it Arthur Murray? Anyway, they help her host dance-offs, ballroom dance-offs, and people pay to do this, and then the money goes back directly. Can everybody hear me now? No sound. Hold on one second. Can you all hear me? All right. Um, there's a lot of questions. I'm not even sure where to start. Where was I cut off? Did you all hear my story about the ballroom dancing? Okay, I'll start there because that was the last thing I remember. So anyway, this veteran had the partnership with the Arthur Murray dance studio, and that dance studio would host the ballroom dancing fundraising events, and they did all the marketing, and basically she ended up funding her nonprofit because the studio did everything with that fundraising. So you want to develop some really good relationships with whoever it is that is going to benefit from your nonprofit, if that makes any sense. Like a lot of things I can tell you when we're not on YouTube. So that's the purpose of office hours in the next 2 weeks. Half of it will be on the telephone where it's not recorded. Okay, what other questions can I answer? We have 6 minutes left. Anything about Moodle or the course content, the syllabus, any of that? I do like the idea of a binder. The more organized you can be with this course, the better off for you, especially since you'll have something to take with you to the conference in case you want to show somebody your numbers, your, like the first part of your feasibility analysis, what kind of whatever kinds of products and services that you want to develop. Okay. And keeps getting muted. So if you need to all right, can everyone hear me? Yeah, I haven't been saying anything. My microphone keeps getting muted. If you need to leave the chat room because you need somewhere, I don't know, you need a quiet environment. Don't worry, this will be recorded and you'll have access to the information later. And I'm happy to answer any of your questions online, over the telephone, or through Moodle. Okay. All right. What else can I answer for you? We have about 4 minutes. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this is like one of the few opportunities this week where we can interact live. Okay. There anything else? Let me see. What other questions do you have? Are most of you for-profit businesses or you're still trying to decide? And it is okay to work ahead. A lot of you have already started that, and it'll be a lot easier, especially as we get further along. Everybody tends to get farther behind. Okay, for-profit, couple nonprofits. All right, good. Unique recommendations for things to bring to the conference. That's Deanna, if she's available. Okay. All right, good. We have a good.
Hi, sorry, I'm just having issues going off mute. Sometimes it'll let me go off mute and sometimes it won't. I apologize. What was the question there?
The question was, what are the best things to bring to the 3-day conference?
Okay, so a couple of things. I say one of the most important things to bring is like a notebook so that you can write and take a lot of notes. But one thing that we will be providing you at the end of the conference, we'll provide you in PDF format all the slides and all the presentations from all the instructors. That's one thing that we like to do for everyone because we know that especially on Sunday there are specific classes that you can pick to go to. You might not be able to attend. Well, you won't be able to attend all of them, and they're kind of elective courses. So we want to make sure that everybody gets that information. So those will be available to you to be able to download. I would say that's very important. Another thing that is pretty important to bring is there's 200 women in a room. Is the temperature sometimes changes, and it's always good to bring a sweater or jacket with you. Sometimes the room temperature gets a little cool. We have to change that to regulate it, and so that's always a good thing to bring as well. And then I would encourage you that if you do have a business plan and you want somebody to take a look at it, now's the time. If you have a business logo and you want somebody to take a look at it, you've done some market research already and you want somebody to take a look at it, bring those documents with you. We don't have the capacity to put you in contact with these instructors and speakers ahead of time. But one thing is we allow you to make those connections at this conference so that you can continue follow-on conversations. So that's a good time to bring. And if you have a business card, that's a great thing to bring as well. It's a good time to network with other people. We'll be doing something called Get Dotted. And it's really kind of a color coding for your industry or what your vision for business is and what that industry will be in so that you can be able to easily connect with other participants in your industry and network with them and kind of, throw ideas off of each other. So I would say those are really important. We will be giving you away some items. So like a tote bag you'll be receiving when you go. So that'll be an item you can carry all your books and things like that in. You do not need to bring your textbooks with you. And then, but it's up to you if you choose to bring them. And then lastly, Friday night is more of it's a business professional night. So there'll be opportunities on Friday night and Saturday to get professional headshots for free. And so if you want a headshot, dress to impress, because they're going to be high resolution professional headshots for you. I apologize. My dogs are going a little crazy. So I'm going to go back on mute, and just let me know if you have any other questions.
Deanna, don't hit mute yet. If you or Alyssa can answer this, is one of the students needs help with her pitch. So is the lady?
Yes, great. So Isisara Bay will be coming to work everyone through a pitch. And so, when I say everyone, those who choose to attend her workshop. So you will have a chance, and you'll get an email about a week before, so near the end of the online class. If you want a chance to pitch your idea or pitch your business in 90 seconds in front of Isisara Bay, you will be able to pitch this and get actual feedback from her, live feedback. And that's the first 7 people that sign up. There'll be 2 sessions on Saturday night. You'll get a link, and everybody will get the link at the same time and have a fair shot of signing up. But up to 30 people or more can attend the class. Usually we do about 30 because that's about the room size. And so if you don't get a chance to pitch your business, you get a chance to watch others pitch theirs and get feedback on that. And then you're able to network with Isisara afterwards.
Okay, super. Thank you. We're over time now. I just want to thank everyone for coming. This video will be available online through the Moodle Classroom as well as on this YouTube page. Okay, this is one of my fictitious names, the How to Win Business Plan competitions. Thank you all so much. Please reach out to us if you have any problems whatsoever, and don't forget to keep networking with your classmates in the discussion forums. Alyssa, Deanna, do you have anything else before we close out?
Hey, Sandra, I do want to jump in real quick. Ladies, if you have any questions about the conference, I see a couple more questions in there that I'm not going to get to. Just shoot me an email at vwise@syr.edu, and I will answer those questions for you.
Okay. Deanna, anything?
I don't have anything else. I think I talked enough. And just like Alyssa said, we'll try to get answers to you as soon as possible. And just a reminder to everyone, I have been going back and forth with our IT team. They're looking into the issue. And if it doesn't get fixed before 8 p.m., they're going to work on it at that time. We have one guy on it right now. Another guy's going to check around 8 p.m. to see and make sure that it's still up and running. So just withhold your help tickets until that time. And if at 8 p.m. it's not working, we'll go back through and try it again. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, super. All right, everyone. I will see you online next Thursday, and otherwise, online live for office hours next Thursday. Otherwise, I will see you either in the classroom or through email, or just call me. All right, take care. Thanks so much for joining us.